So I think it was about 2 days ago I made my complaining video about it being so damn cold and the bees weren't taking my open feeders. In a lot of ways I'm kind of like a honeybee. When it's cold and crappy, I'm miserable and I complain, and then when the sun comes back out, life's good again. So sure enough, it's not a really warm day today, it's about 10 degrees, but it's calm and it's sunny and these bees are in full flight. And that feeder I've shown you, which was half full, is completely empty now. But yeah, these guys look a lot better flying than they do all clustered up in the cold and the wet. And there's pollen coming in too, so that's good to see. So hopefully we get, maybe the rain's gonna spur on a little bit of the late flow alfalfas. And see the pollen coming in?
Yeah.
That's bright yellow. That's not alfalfa. Wonder what that is. Goldenrod's done. We'll have to look in the countryside to see what this pollen is that's coming in. These feeders, which were half full just a couple days ago, are just about drank down now. Looks like the bees are taking the syrup quite well, nice and orderly. Not a lot of fighting going on here. So they'll have this done probably today, and we'll probably top these feeders up again on Friday, so they have the weekend to work them. Here we're just spending a little bit of extra attention to these nucs. They're basically fed up. We're treating them with another pail of syrup. So these little pails, let me get a handle here, they're pretty slick. It's just a plug with a screen in it, and it acts the same way as the 2.5 gallon pails. But these pails don't leak. So I'm gonna get this another gallon into these guys and they should be up to weight. So what these pails are is just simple little hole drilled with a plug, and the guys have melted in the screen into the plug and a little hole in the side just to make sure the pail drains out. You press in, and we just simply tip them onto the hive. A little bit of syrup comes out to create a suction within that pail, and then the bees can access that syrup and pull it down. Pretty slick. I found where that yellow pollen was coming from. I have a nice late bloom of clover springing up all around the countryside, along with alfalfa. Red clovers, white Dutch, yellow clovers like this. So hopefully they get opportunity to bring in some pollen to build up some reserves this fall. We're just making our round, and it's been about a week, and we're just taking off all the empty pails and we're just topping those hives up, and the other hives we're just letting them finish what they have. Some of these are half full yet, so they can finish that up. And then they should be pretty close to winter weight. Afterwards, I think we'll catch a nice week or so and do some open feeding just to top them up further. These hives are nice and full of bees. Nice clusters inside. So if we just get another 10 or 15 pounds on these guys, then they should be set up for winter quite nicely. So we're busy feeding one of our nuc yards. The bees look absolutely terrific, and I'll show you one of the reasons why. This is one of our pastures. We pulled the cattle off because the grass is pretty much done. But as you can see, what What we've done through this pasture is we've allowed a little bit of clover, just a sprinkling of clover, to grow all through the pasture. And the cattle haven't eaten it down too much. It's providing nutrients for the grass. Look at the grass growing around the base of these. And flowers. Flowers all through this pasture, which my hives are gathering pollen from. What the cows will do is they will nip the tops off these clover plants, as you can see in this one here, and just chew them down a bit, and that just energizes that plant to regrow itself all the time. So every time we rotate the cattle out of these pastures, out of these paddocks, they graze the clover down, and I get continual regrowth from the clover after we move the cattle back out. As you can see, this is all new growth, and we need the new growth for these plants to produce fresh nectar and pollen throughout the entire year. And then we have just like a mild stockiness throughout this pasture. We'll be able to hold more snow through the spring, and it'll drop more moisture down for our grass to use next year. There's just a little strategy like that. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but what it does is it gives a whole lot of benefit to the soil. And look at the flowers that are available for my bees. This will set our hives up and then finish them off.